And as always, I'd like to say thank you to Team Kings of Games for providing me with this beautiful mat. As you guys see, this is the Way of the Warrior mat. This was made by MetaMats. You should really check them out, guys. MetaMats goes above and beyond to make you anything that you want. There's nothing that they can't do that you want. Promise you that. Check them out at metamats.com. They do superior work. Let me tell you something. This is the best mat I've ever had. Until this day, I will always say, this is like my favorite mat. I stopped using my other mats. I have a mobilized mat. I got a Gores mats from a regional. And I also have my Pokemon mat, my Mega Rayquaza mat. And I don't use them anymore. Ever since I've had this mat, it's far superior than anything else. Let me tell you something. They're probably better than any other company that I've ever seen. I've seen some pretty good mats. You know, but ever since I've seen this MetaMat mat and won it, let me tell you something. It's dope. Check them out. metamats.com. What's up, guys? It's your boy Vic. Now today I got a guest.
What up?
Josh Maffitt.
Oh my god.
He's actually the guy that I mentioned in the other video that had got me one of my Fumas. I got in trade from him. Right? I got it for a trade. What did I trade you? I can't remember what I traded you.
I don't remember. It was a Fuma that I gave
Cosmic
you.
Cyclone.
Yes, to complete the playset.
To complete your playset, yep, that's right. Today, literally what we've been doing since we've been hanging out is Yu-Gi-Oh! In it.
He lost to the Magicians.
I did. I lost to his panel Magicians.
Enlightenment Paladin OTK.
Literally. Purple Poison Magician's a jerk. I should say, censoring my own language for this.
Do you have children that watch this?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I couldn't say yay or nay.
So I was about to say something, but if there's children watching it, then I'm not going to say it.
But yeah, literally, like if I were to show you guys the table, it's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Like,
Cards everywhere.
and that's just this side of the table.
The tripod is literally on top of my Cyberse deck.
Literally, like all over his deck. Like not even playing. Jokes aside, it's serious. It is all over his deck. It's sitting right on top of his salvage driver. And a matter of fact, his capacitor stalker.
And the other lady transmodify.
Yeah. But yeah, pretty much today was just pretty much doing good practice duel, fun practice duels, you know, testing out what was my true King 6 Sams. And eventually I think I'm just going to go towards a pure 6 Sam build, but we'll see how that goes. It's constantly always changing.
You should put Trish in that extra deck.
I don't have Trish right now.
I'll try to get you one.
Trish is the next step.
They're like dollars out of Battle of Legend.
I didn't know they were in Battle of Legend.
Yeah. That was it. Everybody gets the Oprah Winfrey set.
The Oprah Winfrey set?
If there was a card you wanted and it was super expensive, you got it out of Battle of the Legend because you didn't care.
That's
you
valid.
get a Trish. You get a Trish. You get Denko. You get Denko.
That's how I got my
Blue
break
Boys
sword.
and Secrets. Blue Boys and Secrets. Break Sword. Everybody gets money cards.
And I got my Crystal Wing from there and my Cypher Lord Omega.
Actually, I'm curious. What is the most expensive card from Battle of the Legend?
Cypher Lord Omega.
Yeah, that's still like probably $12.
And I think it was actually the Minerva XZ.
So it's either Minerva with the several $100 prize card or Omega.
I think it's actually Omega.
I think it might be Omega too.
Still standing, yeah. But
Anyway.
also earlier, it was a very long discussion we had of what possibly the ban list might hit and when it might hit. There's rumors of it might get hit this month after the regional in Jersey, which is January 20th.
Which I'll be at.
Which he's heading to. And then there's also the possibility of it might be next month, which will be the next regional I'm going to, which will be February 11th, the day before my birthday.
which I'm going to try to be at.
You're going.
I'm going? Okay,
Yeah,
I'm going.
You're going.
Yeah. I'll be in South Park Township as well.
PA South Park Township. Our buddy Richard's gonna be there as well. But
I'm sorry, I'm petting this dog.
but yeah. Honestly, there's been a lot of discussion and a lot of cards. People were going over what might get hit in the ban list. They were talking Level Eater might get banned, or he should get banned because of his effect. He disagrees. He thinks Eater of Millions would probably be the one that would get banned out of them.
I didn't say Eater of Millions will get banned. What I said is if they hit Level Eater, Eater of Millions is going to be the next exploited card for that. Because people are already talking about with Link Karibo, for plays that you can already do with Eater of Millions, just to get it out there. Because you can summon the Eater of Millions, go into battle, banish an opponent's card face down. Main phase 2, you have a Link Karibo, and you got rid of a problem card.
That is very possible.
He kind of disagrees with me on cards that I think are going to get hit as well. Just as an example, I'm going to grab my deck here. I believe this is going to end up getting hit. The reason why, it's too strong. And I just don't say Astrograph Sorcerer itself, I'm talking the entire Magician deck. Wavering Guys back to 3 was probably a bad thing Konami could have done. It comes down to simply, here, we're going to try to push Pendulum Evolution by making this deck come back. Nobody's going to think it's going to do good with the Link format coming out. We have Electromite, who the sneak peek for that is literally 2 weeks away. So
Yeah, he's the Metal Phone one, right?
Yeah, he's the Metal Phone one that requires 2 Pendulum monsters. And if people aren't familiar with it, Astrograph Sorcerer, Double Iris, and Heavy Metal Foe Electromite is like the greatest plus combo the deck has seen probably since Dark Pepe. Like I said, I feel like Wavering Guys shouldn't have come back to 3. Wavering Guys to like 1 or 2 is kind of fair. Now I understand, granted, yeah, we have Ash Blossom and stuff like that to stop you from searching your deck. I mean, that's fine and everything, but the deck is still too explosive. Like, we have Pendulum Call back to 3. We have Duelist Alliance, which allows us to search Pendulum Call. That's at 3.
Which is dope.
We have Pot of Desires at 3. We still have, outside of Paleozoics, and even then, a select few Paleozoics, one of the strongest non-counter trap cards in the game. It's like non-destruction removal when it comboed with Pendulum Call, or Time Star Magician is just ridiculous. We have Harmonizing Magician, who is just, oh, Omega, make another Omega. I'm going to rip 2 cards out your hand. My next turn, my extra monster zone is free, and I have 2 2800 beaters on board. Other problem I have, or other deck that I think that's going to get hit that I don't have available in front of me, Spirals. I know that they just got a slap on the wrist by getting Quick Fix and Drone put to 1. And that people are just like, oh, well, they no longer have their tier 0 status. Well, it's not entirely true. I mean, and it's a bad taste in my tongue that I'm about to say this. I'd rather deal with Trident and Zoo at full power than deal with a sleeper equipped with Last Resort.
Yo,
any day of the week.
That is true.
The fact that Sleeper is able to target himself and 2 others. And granted, yes, if he isn't equipped with Last Resort, all 3 cards get destroyed. But when have you ever seen a Sleeper not equipped with Last Resort? Sleeper and Last Resort are like peanut butter and jelly. Batman and Robin. Cookies and milk. Fat Man analogies. They pretty much, it's like you see them together. It's like if I see a sleeper come out, I know it's getting last resort equipped to it. Or if you search for a last resort, I know you have sleeper in hand, and I'm just sitting there, just like, well, there's not shit I can do unless I get a fucking or unless I get a kaiju. Like, I have no way to out this.
They make pretty tough boards. That's no lie.
They do, and it's like people just like, oh well, all you have to do is just like draw on Lockbird after the search for terraforming or after they search off of resort, and you're like, yeah, sure, that's fine.
If you stop it before they go off.
If you can stop it before you go off, I mean, you're banking on like 1 or 2 cards out of 40 being in your opening hand. Your odds aren't always going to be that good. You're probably going to end up with one of them, but you're not going to always end up with both of them. Double Helix. Double Helix I don't have a problem with. Except for the fact that he counts as a super agent. Which then combos off of Quick Fix. Because I don't know about you guys. Every time I see Double Helix summon, it's always Quick Fix and Drone. Every single time. I've never seen anybody use Super Agent, Tough, Master Plan, Sleeper, Last Resort. I've never seen any of that. I've always ever seen Drone and Quick Fix. And then it's like, oh, well, I control a Super Agent, so Quick Fix comes back, and then I get to search again, and blah, 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 and then bleh. And then somehow you end up dealing with a Firewall, a Trigate Wizard, Double Helix, and it's just like, where did this board come from off of one card? What else do I feel? With the Firewall Dragon.
I was just thinking that too. That's the funny part because I saw a lot of videos about Firewall.
I'm sorry. They have to check him. He's an amazing card. And the second that they announced that we can do the extra link mechanic and the TCG,
the Master Rule 4.
It just, no, not even, it was like after that when, cause the OCG was doing it and then we were just waiting just like, so are we going to be able to do this? Are we not going to be able to do this? And then it was just like, oh, well, yeah, now you can do it. It's just all the arrows have to point to each other. That's kind of easy if you have 3 link 4s and each one can bounce things from either player's field or graveyard back.
Yeah. That's true.
It's just like, if Firewall Dragon was you can only use this effect of Firewall Dragon once per turn.
Yeah, make him a hard once per turn.
Hard once per turn.
They eroded his effect.
He'd be okay.
Or even if they semi-limited him. I think if they cut him down to a semi-limit, then that lessen it just enough. But at the same time, his effect is just...
Yeah, because then,
awesome effect, that bounce.
Because then if you want to continue using the combo and you have one engrave, you know one of the cards that you're going to bounce back every time is going to be a Firewall Dragon. Ib needs to get checked. And I know people are sitting there and just like, what the hell? Hear me out on this one. Ib of the World Chalice. 2 monsters with different types and attributes.
Oh, that was the one that I wanted to get earlier. Yeah.
A really weird summoning scenario. But, I mean, if I have a GoFu token and I have a Scapegoat token, I have an Ib. That, as long as this card points to another card, can't be destroyed by battle or card effect. Ib and Proxy Dragon. Let's talk about that for a second. I'm going to attack Proxy Dragon. Okay? No. Proxy Dragon's effect. I'm going to target Ib. Ib's just like, I don't know how to die.
Pretty much, yeah. As long as it's linked with another monster, right?
What is death? Like, you have to kaiju them, hoped for something. Cause that, she's just...
She can't be destroyed by battle card effect, right?
Yeah. But I'm not saying Ib needs to be banned. And I know people are like, oh, well, they only play Ib at 1. And that's fine. Put her at 1. Or at least errata her. But it might be too early in that set for erratas. And I disagree with that, but...
That's up to Konami to decide.
Ooh, because I hate this deck with a passion. Trickstar Reincarnation. Ooh.
We were talking about Trickstars
That
earlier.
card needs to go to 1. You're searchable. Your non-destructive removal of the entire hand. Granted, yeah, your opponent gets to draw a new hand. If, and this is where I go back to those people who are like, well, I can stop the spirals if I have Draw and Lockbird or Ash Blossom. If you have them in your hand, then your opponent's not drawing shit. So you're just like, let me just get rid of your entire hand out the gate, and then you can banish it to special a Trickstar back from the grave. And on the same turn. It's not even like it has the clause of, if this card is in the graveyard, except during the turn it's sent there, you can banish it to special a Trickstar. Because if it had that, that would be fine. Because I've seen people literally draw phase. They'd have a Lycoris and grave. And 2 on field. Flip Reincarnation. So their opponent banishes their hand. Draws a new hand. And before everything finishes resolving, chain the Reincarnation and grave to summon another Lycoris. Because you're still in your draw phase. So, it's recognizing that you just drew 6 cards. That's a shit ton of damage. That's something that you can just do, like, out the gate. Now, Reincarnation, put it to 1. Or at least errata that you can't do both effects on the same turn. Or better yet, make it one of those you can do either or effects. They haven't had one of those in a long time.
Once per effect, either. Like,
No, like the cards from back in like GX era, where they had like 2 effects on there, and you can only choose to do one or the other.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. But yeah, that's been a while since I've seen one of those.
Yeah, because then you wouldn't have to banish Reincarnation to special one from grave. You can just activate it and be like, oh, well, okay, I'm going to bring back Lycoris or one of my Link monsters instead of burning you.
Man, the GX era was so long ago now that I think about it.
There are people who are playing this game right now that weren't alive during the GX era.
Yo, man, right? Man. Good days, good days.
Yeah, it was a good time. We had to deal with Glad Beast.
It's Fire Fist when they came out.
But they were
Lannians when they first came out.
No, they were Zexal. It was going further back.
Oh yeah.
Glad Beast, Destiny Heroes, Ancient Gears.
Fire
first
Fist
appearance.
was GX era.
Fire Kings.
No, Fire Fist was GX manga.
And the manga doesn't really count.
I know, but it was still during the GX era though. It was just never in the American anime.
Well, I mean, we're not here to discuss the anime. I think they're more concerned about the cards. What's another card?
What cards do you think should come off the ban list?
I think should come off the ban list. Ooh. Alright.
And so what?
A friend of mine had asked me, and this was before me and you had talked about this, how do I feel about the Dragon Rulers returning? I just want to state right now, I played Dragon Ruler format. I played Spellbooks during that format. I played Atlanteans in that format. And I played Dragon Rulers. I love the Dragon Rulers to death. If we ever got the Dragon Rulers back to 1, Flames of Destruction is going to be the highest selling set in Konami history.
Which I believe comes out in February, right?
No,
Or March.
that's Extreme Forces.
Oh yeah, that's right. Flames of Destruction comes out.
Flames of Destruction is
that
like the end of April, beginning of May.
You're right. Yeah. I was looking that up too.
The Element Sabers would abuse the hell out the Dragon Rulers. Six Samurai would abuse the hell out the Dragon Rulers.
Well, the Element
True
Sabers
Dracos would abuse the hell out of Dragon Rulers.
True King's awesome.
There's True Kings as well. And it would be like, what? It's, to put it, the best way I can think of putting it is, the enemy of my enemy is my friend until that enemy turns on me. And that's kind of what Dragon Rulers would end up doing. And he asked this because spellbooks haven't been a deck from that era, seen a rather new resurgence because of Alistair being announced as the Prophecy spellbook Link Monster and Spellbook of Knowledge, and there's a rumor possibility amongst players that we might, and this is a far-fetched might, hopefully get Judgment back to 1. I don't want to see Judgment come back, and I don't want to see Dragon Rulers come back.
Are we talking about Spellbook of Judgment?
Yes, Spellbook of Judgment back to 1 is a very, very...
That's a no-no.
Yeah.
That's a no-no.
Like, I like the fact of the idea that they got rid of the big Dragon Rulers and gave us the smaller ones. Because the smaller ones can't do anything. It's like Guardian Elma and her butterfly daggers. Like, you'll never get them both.
I have not even heard of the Guardians in forever.
It's... For those of you who don't know what the Guardians is, we'll make a separate video on these older archetypes and how crazy they were.
Flashbacks.
I feel old now thinking about that.
For real, yo.
But no, I can't see us ever getting the Dragon Rulers back. In the same way that I don't think we'll ever get Grand Soil, the Elemental Lord, back.
Oh no.
Unless they errata him. Well, he
was already banned like recently, so I don't think that they'd be doing that anytime soon. It's like,
well, they might errata him before Flames of Destruction. And that's all he really needs is an errata. Like, if they change up his effect a little bit, and if people aren't knowledgeable of what he does, I could look it up and...
As you can see, the cards fell off. Like, this card's everywhere.
Yeah, I just dropped FA cards out just like,
All of the Weather Painters and Astrograph.
Yeah, nobody's really all that concerned. I'm bringing up Yugioh Pro on my tablet.
Oh, man.
I use this at work when I'm on breaks.
I use my Android phone.
Let's look up Grand Soil.
You know, 'cause right now I'm recording on my iPhone 7. And I use that for, like, Clash of Clans. But no, I use that for Clash Royale.
Android Master Race. This could do everything his phone could do 6 years before it could.
That's valid. That is valid. I just like everything else my iPhone can do, which is beautiful.
Cannot be normal summon or set. Must be special summon from your hand by having exactly 5 earth monsters in your graveyard. It cannot be special summon by other ways. When this card is special summon, you can target one monster in either player's graveyard and special summon that target to your side of the field. If this card leaves the field, skip the battle phase of your next turn.
I already know what it does, but I just felt like being really dramatic about it.
So, eliminate your opponent's graveyard from that situation. Or if you do, revive the monster until the end of the turn.
You could revive a Blue Eyes, you could revive anything.
It's not even that. If I can special summon that on my opponent's turn, and let's say they have a Firewall Dragon in there, or a Topologic Bomber, Borolo Dragon.
Jesus Christ.
Hell.
Chaos Max Dragon.
Yeah, Chaos Max.
Because, you know, Chaos Max is still a very competitive deck, even though we don't see it often.
Or if you want to be that guy, because you happen to get rid of it one earlier in battle, Utopia of the Lightning in the grave.
a Utopia.
That's a problem to deal with.
Crystal Wing Synchro, because, Trick Stars.
Yeah.
I mean,
Crystal Wing?
Not Trick Stars, I'm talking about Wind Witch. There's still the Wind Witch engine. Everybody's still doing Wind Witch engine until...
Yeah, those are all problem cards that Grand Soil could bring back.
And you also have to take into consideration, too, with everything that he's mentioning, whether people realize it or not, those core deck engines are also reasons why cards get hit.
Yeah.
You got
Well,
the Metal Foe engine, which isn't like...
That's not entirely true. Rest in peace and shout out to my boy Elemental Hero Stratos.
Stratos.
He was a victim of the ban list for no reason at the time he got hit.
That's kind of not true. The Elemental Hero bubble deck. As a matter of fact, I saw a video about that earlier.
Came out after he got hit.
He was limited he was limited before he actually ended up getting hit.
But nothing in Teledad got hit though.
No.
Yeah. They hit him. It was like, okay,
But Stratos by himself is just... If they bring him back to limited...
Free my boy, Avenge Harambe. Give us Stratos the one.
But, there's also cards that everybody has to take into consideration for, like, the Invocation engine. The Invocation engine is still a very competitive engine. We also got the Spellbook engine.
Well, see, the thing with the Invocation engine is the only thing that actually saves that deck, and it doesn't do a good job of it, is Magical Meltdown. Because, like, the field spell, it puts a hindrance on people, and it has to make them think outside the box. But then everybody realizes, like, okay, so I can't negate you from performing the summons. Call D-Barrier and just say Fusion. You're not negating the summons, it's just your opponent can't resolve their Fusion spell.
Which is a smart play.
And it's just like, you don't send us calls, so it's like, you're stuck with these resources on the field unless you can find a way to get rid of them.
That is very true. Now, do you think Masterpiece will get hit? And if he were, what place would he be?
Well, they banned Dynamite Knuckler, and for good reason.
Rest in peace, Dynamite Knuckle.
They hit Ignis Heat to 1, and with kind of a good reason.
Free his homies, the other Ignis brothers.
Yeah, I feel like Ignis there should come off the ban since they hit Ignis Heat.
Because they already got Knuckler. Which Knuckler was... I kind of
Dynamite Knuckler was the only reason why that deck was good.
Nobody was even running Ignis farther
You
than
didn't
one.
run. Yeah, you didn't.
They
You
weren't
didn't
even
run
running him
Ignis
at all.
Heat. You were just like, I can just draw into the spell cards, but I'm going. The traps were so much more abusive.
True
'Cause
King's
you're just
Return.
Like, you're just like, oh, I'm just going to special one from Grave.
True Draco.
I'm just going to destroy one and just cut all of your monsters' attacks in half. And then if this card leaves the field, I get to pop a monster. I'm not worried about back row. And then, this is why I'm not so much worried about Masterpiece. Diagram.
The Searcher and the Monster, the whole engine.
Why is Diagram not a cost?
It is, but it isn't.
It
Destroy
isn't.
one of your cards.
You activate the effect, your opponent has to respond to the activation. If they don't respond, then you can destroy a card to search.
I thought that was always a cost either way.
Nope, there's no semicolon.
Makes sense then, yeah. Valid. That's valid.
Because if it was a cost, there would be so many... Like, none of the True Kings would get their effect if it was a cost. I've seen Diagram be played with Shaddolls. Do you know how crazy it is when your opponent just, like, Diagram effect? Yeah, sure. Destroy Beast, search. Are you getting ready to draw?
Diagram Shaddolls?
I'll explain that one later time. His primary way of getting a lot of stuff on the field was the fusions. And that's why one of the cards I think should come off the ban list is Construct.
I heard that from many other people as well.
Construct, I believe, is a necessary evil to come off the ban list to battle things. It's not that it's an overpowered card, but it's a way to deal with link monsters on a much more intimidating presence. Because it destroys them before or during damage calculation. If they're, as long as they're special summoned. I mean, people could be like, oh, well, you could run Catastor or anybody else like that. Yeah, well, Catastor doesn't replace himself with a fusion spell if it dies. I mean, you have Winda. You have access to Winda, which would be easily enough. But Construct, I feel like needs to come back to one. It like I said, it's a necessary evil. It's either that or the unicorn. Give me Kieran.
At least
Kieran the one.
I think
Not two, not three, one. One Kieran. And you will see the entire Metascape change.
I think what cards also belong off the ban list is, and because whether they're on the ban list or not, I don't think that they won't affect the game much. I mean, it'd be interesting just to see them come back. The Necros, Trish.
No, she's not on the ban list.
Which one of the? I forget which
The
one.
Synchro Trish is. Well, no, Synchro Trish is at. I know Synchro Trish was on there. But no, it's Brio and Shurit. Now, the OCG just got Shurit back to 1.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
And somebody had asked me about this with Shurit. If it came back, how would it affect competitive play? Nekros can do the same plays now if they sub in the Gishki engine in their deck. If you don't know what the Gishki engine is, it's literally just vision and shadow. And this is why I didn't understand why Shurit was hit until I actually did a comparison between them and was talking to another judge about this. Shurit searches when used for a ritual summon. Vision and shadow search on summon. And they have to be normal summon to get that search. That's fine. But they count as the entire tribute for any water ritual monster. Sure, it was just Nekros. But if you use Nekros Mirror and search off of Shurit, you're like, okay, that's fine. And then you use, you use Kaleidoscope and use Shurit. Send Shurit to the grave. Special Valk. That's fine. And you search Brio. Send Brio. Get Colossalus. Send Colossalus.
He was a tough one.
Get Cycle. Use Cycle. Or grab Mirror. Sorry, not Cycle. Use Mirror. Because now you have Trish in hand. Banish Shurit. Special to Trish. That's what Shurit's problem was. Because then Shurit could just search again.
It's true. But also at the same aspect, the way that the game is right now, I think it'd just be very interesting to see the Necros in the Link format to see what... Because there's probably Necros players waiting for that ban list to change with Shurit and Brio, you know? But
there are Ice Barrier players waiting for the ban list to change.
I know.
I'm not dissing Ice Barrier players. I know you guys are out there. But it's a shame that I can see a deck make your extra deck better than your Ice Barriers can. And I know you're probably going to get a bunch of flack on your chat in your comments about that one.
This discussion, I believe, is just it's going both ways. This isn't hitting or bashing on any players or what cards archetype you guys love more. This is, I believe, is an equal discussion of what needs to get hit, what shouldn't get hit, what needs to get off the list, and how they can basically run in the format we are in right now. Because the format that we are in right now, just like we had a discussion earlier, everybody thought that the link format was going to hit the pendulum decks. My boy here has been topping at every local that he goes to.
It's and the problem with the pendulum decks, and it's not. I have to explain this one. It's not all pendulum decks that are seeing amazing success with the link format. It's only a select few. Obviously, magicians are the most successful pendulum deck.
Look at the Odd Eyes variant. The Odd Eyes variant aren't even seen at locals. As far as we know, I haven't seen an Odd Eyes player.
I have seen Odd Eyes players, and an Odd Eyes deck isn't bad. But the Odd Eyes deck is almost dependent on Sky Iris, as the Magician deck is dependent on Time Pendulum Graph.
Which is,
like, it makes plays. But Dino Mist, yo. They're a strong rogue deck that's a pendulum deck, and that's primarily due to the fact that they have me Starboy. They have a 500 attack boost because of a link monster. Magic Specters might start seeing play with Extreme Forces comes out and we get Great Fly. For those of you who haven't seen, that's the Link 2 monster for Wind.
I haven't seen that one yet. I have to check that one out.
He looks like Bladefly, went to the gym and trained under Arnold Schwarzenegger for about 12 years and ate steroids and protein shakes. Like, it's just jacked.
And just crapped out weights.
Yeah, he just... it's like, oh, well, okay, that's interesting.
Really check that one out.
But yeah, I'm not bashing decks or saying, oh, this deck is going to be bad. Like, I'm building a Cyberse deck. Because I feel like if you guys played during the beginning of Arc 5 how Performer Pals sucked, but as sets kept going on and on, we started getting better and better cards for them. So I'm building a Cyberse deck that's primarily going to focus on the Code Talkers.